and now Hermoso to Roma. Easy, here we go. Hey guys, welcome back on the channel. Fabrizio Romano here as always to keep you posted on the transfer market. Today guys, we touch on several things because yes, the transfer window is closed, but Osimhen is still a topic. Kingsley Coman, Mario Hermoso, and then big words from Mo Salah. What's going on with Salah future? Guys, let's jump into it together. And so guys, let me start today's video by mentioning here we go in the last 24 hours because yes, the transfer window is closed, but there are still movements around Europe. Marcos Leonardo moving from Benfica to Al Hilal, 40 million euros, medical booked in Paris for Marcos, former Santos striker who is going to join Al Hilal. But also here we go, an important one in Serie A, because Roma wanted to sign Kevin Danso from Lens. The player travels for medical, didn't pass the medical, goes back to Lens. Lens are furious for this because they absolutely believe that the player is fit, is ready, so a tense situation between Roma and Lens. And then Roma go for Thiago Jalot on deadline day from Juventus, loan with buy option 10 million euros, but the deal collapsed because Roma were no longer convinced about that. And so Jalot out, Danso out, but really important to say that Roma have their new centre-back, and it's gonna be former Atletico Madrid, Mario Hermoso. He's in Roma. It's a here we go because Hermoso was close to joining Galatasaray. It was a possibility for him, but was never done or agreed. Hermoso was keeping all the options open, and now accepted the proposal for Roma. 3-year contract, a clause on the second season to interrupt the contract and part ways, so 3 years, but could be 2 years in future for Hermoso. Meanwhile, he agreed on terms. Daniele De Rossi made the difference because was calling Hermoso on daily basis, and now Hermoso to Roma. Easy, here we go. Signing his contract on Monday from Roma to Saudi Al Fatih goes Chris Smalling, former Manchester United defender, leaving the club. Many movements, guys, also around Europe, with Saudi always there because the market closes in a few hours at this point for the Saudi clubs. Many rumors on Kingsley Coman. Let's explain what happened with Kingsley Coman. First of all, with an update, because Coman, as I told you before the deadline day, the day before, Coman is not going to Al Hilal. The deal collapsed, but also now is official because Bayern, with a public statement, announced that Coman is staying at the club. So not going to Al Hilal, not going to Saudi. There was an agreement in principle between Bayern and Al Hilal. So Bayern accepted this possibility, and Bayern were prepared to sell Kingsley Coman and maybe with that money to improve their bid on deadline day for Jonathan Tah. But then Bayer Leverkusen removed Tah from the market, and also Kingsley Coman never really agreed with this possibility to go to Bayern, to go from Bayern to Al Hilal. Kingsley Coman was not 100% convinced. He assessed all the options, staying at Bayern, going to Saudi, staying in Europe with Premier League clubs interested. So Kingsley Coman considered several possibilities. He was also an option for Barcelona. The financial fair play was the big issue, as always, for Barca also in this case, but Kingsley Coman was on top of the list for Hansi Flick, the favorite winger, more than Chiesa and more than others, for Hansi Flick, of course, between those available, because if we mention Nico Williams and these names, of course, it's different. But talking about players available potentially with a good formula, not too expensive, he was on top on the list. But the deal didn't happen. For Barca was impossible, for Premier League clubs was too expensive, for Al Hilal was a possibility, but Coman decides to stay at Bayern, so not moving to Saudi. Who is not moving also this summer is Victor Osimhen. We know that Osimhen is staying at Napoli, but now with Napoli position, as I told you on deadline day, very strong, very tense, very difficult. The relationship between Napoli and Osimhen is completely destroyed, completely broken. Now we can add that Victor Osimhen officially stays and remains out of the squad at Napoli. So Antonio Conte, with a public statement, the director of Napoli, also before the game yesterday night against Parma, both confirmed that Napoli have absolutely no intention to reintegrate Victor Osimhen in the squad. And I can guarantee to you that also Victor Osimhen himself has no intention to change his plans. Leave Napoli, something he already decided last December before signing his new contract at the club with an exit clause. So it's important to say that the relationship is broken and that Napoli excluded Victor Osimhen from the Serie A list for this season, but they have absolutely no intention to reintegrate him. So Napoli, and especially the manager Antonio Conte, who is very clear on these kind of things, believe that the striker is Romelu Lukaku, that the squad is done, that they're not going to change anything, and that the players who are in the squad now, okay, the players who are out, are out, so no chance for Osimhen, for Mario Rui and other players, because the idea of Napoli is to continue with this group. It means that for Osimhen remains a very tense situation, a very difficult situation. Probably, unless something crazy happens from other markets, we will not see Victor Osimhen playing football with a club till the January transfer window, and then in that case it's going to be important to see what happens, because obviously the January transfer window could be really important for the future of Victor Osimhen. So I will keep you posted, because this saga is just at the beginning. So my feeling is that in the next days there will be more statements, more positions, more details to say on this story of Victor Osimhen, also on player side, because Napoli have now spoken in public with the director, with the manager Antonio Conte. It's going to be time also for Victor Osimhen to mention his position in this story. And then the position of Mo Salah, another big name, another top player, again scoring at Old Trafford, 7 consecutive games in goal at Old Trafford for Mo Salah with Liverpool. Fantastic performance from Liverpool, fantastic moment for Arne Slot at the beginning of the Premier League. Mo Salah, after the game, goes, speaking public to Sky Sports, and says, "This is my last year at Liverpool." A strong sentence. Then Mo Salah, talking after that interview also with the other part of the press, said and added that basically no one from the club approached him to extend the contract. So probably Mo Salah is keeping the doors open to a future at Liverpool, but still waiting for the club to make some steps. Guys, what I can tell you is that Liverpool focus this summer was on the transfer market, on the window, selling players, signing players, Chiesa, Mamardashvili for the future, selling many players, and I think they did a very good job in terms of sales, how they managed the sales this summer. Now, September, they will start talking about contracts, discussing internally about it. So Mo Salah with a big statement, but let me say that talks between Salah and Liverpool, and same for Van Dijk and Alexander-Arnold, are yet to take place. So in the next weeks, let Liverpool work on that, let Richard Hughes, Michael Edwards and people at the club speak to Mo Salah, speak to the other important players who are out of contract next summer, and clarify the situation with them. So for sure there will be conversations, for sure there will be discussions. Before saying that Mo Salah is 100% leaving Liverpool, let him talk to the club, and then the situation will be clarified. I think Mo Salah said that because officially his contract expires next summer, and at the moment they're not negotiating a new deal. So there is a concrete possibility for Mo Salah to leave Liverpool at the end of the season, but it's not something that they already decided in direct contacts, club and player. So it will probably take some time to have discussions with Mo Salah, with Virgil van Dijk, with Trent Alexander-Arnold. I told you in March the appreciation of Real Madrid for Trent Alexander-Arnold, monitoring the situation closely for months. We will see what's going to happen, but for sure for Mo Salah a discussion is going to take place, and we will see his future with Liverpool fans hoping for Mo to stay at the club. And so guys, let me know your thoughts on all these stories from Mo Salah, keep him or let him go, but also Victor Osimhen, what do you expect to happen? Kingsley Coman staying at Bayern, good news, or you wanted him to try a new experience, maybe Premier League, maybe Barca? And then Mario Hermoso to Roma. I wait for your comments here guys. Remember to like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel. See you soon, ciao!